The dream of King Mahmud. In the city of Baghdad, once a center of knowledge, wisdom, and spirituality, there lived a powerful king named Mahmud. Despite his strength and grandeur, King Mahmud often felt a deep, unexplainable restlessness in his heart. One night, he had a strange dream, one that would ultimately shape his destiny. In the final hours of the night, King Mahmud dreamt that he was walking alone in a barren desert. The landscape around him was lifeless, filled with dark, desolate rocks. Suddenly, he saw a lake, its water clear and blue. He was extremely thirsty. His lips were parched, and he moved forward to drink from it. But as soon as his hand touched the water's surface, the lake became turbulent with rage and swallowed him whole. As he began to drown, he woke up with a jolt, a deep fear gripping his heart. It felt as though his future was in grave danger. When morning came, Mahmud couldn't shake off the dream. Fear and confusion clouded his eyes. He wondered whether the dream was simply a reflection of his inner turmoil, or if it carried a deeper message tied to his fate. Seeking clarity, the king discussed his dream with his court advisors. One of them suggested he visit a renowned spiritual sage in Baghdad known as Hazrat Anas, famous for his wisdom and spiritual insight. The very next day, the king decided to meet the sage and seek the interpretation of his dream. Mahmud set off on his journey, and when he arrived at the sage's humble abode, he felt an unusual sense of peace. He was struck by the saint's simplicity and the serenity radiating from him. Hazrat Anas was seated in a small room, and his calm expression gave the impression that he possessed answers to questions yet unasked. King Mahmud respectfully greeted the sage and said, "O wise one, I saw a dream in which I was walking through a desert and came across a lake. As I moved to drink its water, it rose in anger and drowned me. What does this dream mean?" The sage smiled gently and replied, "King Mahmud, your dream holds an important message, and I will explain it to you in simple words. The desert represents the state of your heart, barren and empty of spiritual peace. The lake symbolizes your desires and greed, which you are mistaking for inner fulfillment. When you reach for the water, it engulfs you. This means that your pursuit of desires is leading you away from the pleasure of God. Your wealth and power are drawing you into arrogance and restlessness. But without God's approval, none of these things can bring you peace. Your dream is a sign that you must gain control over your desires. True destiny and peace lie in aligning yourself with the will of God, not in chasing worldly pleasures. Just as you were drowned by touching the water, if you continue to chase material temptations, you will find only emptiness." These words deeply moved King Mahmud. The sage's wisdom shook him to his core. He now understood that the dream was not a tormenting message, but a divine guide. A new awareness of God's will awakened in his heart. He realized that his inner desires and pride could not define his destiny. King Mahmud began to act upon the sage's advice. He reshaped his life in accordance with divine will, abandoning arrogance and pride. This journey became not just a transformation of Baghdad, but of his own soul. The fear of God instilled a sense of humility in him, and he began making decisions based on the welfare and betterment of his people. From that point on, King Mahmud devoted himself day and night to the progress and prosperity of his subjects. The people of Baghdad, once distant from their ruler, now held deep admiration and love for him.